All right, welcome back, everybody. Today we have another lovely presence and jumping on to give us some value and let us know what's happening in their world, and that's Nicole from Bunnik. And obviously, as usual, I'm sure there's a ton of people out there that know who you are, and just as many that may not know who you are. So happy to give us your story and tell us where you come from, how you got here, and how you're sitting with us today.
No dramas. Well, thanks for having me, Josh, and hello to everybody. As Josh said, I'm Nicole from Bunnik. I literally didn't start in the travel industry. I started in the events industry. So I did a number of years there, sort of PCOs, membership bodies, hotels, and sort of did the transition from sort of events in hotels through to accommodation sales. And then I worked my way through to tourism sales out of the international and domestic airports. I was there for a number of years. Before then, I made my crossover to travel, and I started with Top Deck many years ago when I fit into the age bracket, the 18 to 39 age bracket. So I fell out of there and then worked with another operator, and then now have been with Bunnik Tools for 2 years, which is cool.
Good stuff. And how's this whole social distancing, challenging world that we're in at the moment, you know, working for you? You're a rep like the rest of them, and, you know, obviously very social and out on the road all the time. How's that sort of transition into this ISO world going for you?
It definitely has been quite strange, quite weird, and a big adjustment, because as you said, yeah, physically our jobs involve literally going in and out of stores, going to events, talking to people all the time. So it is a very social role. And then to come and be told you can't go anywhere, you need to stay at home. So yeah, massive adjustment. And I have been trying to keep upskilling, doing some sort of courses online, LinkedIn, that sort of thing. I am doing a formal qualification in marketing and communications. So I've been progressing through that, which is cool. I went and got a new puppy for Easter, so he's been keeping me very well occupied and entertained. I guess one of the big things I've missed as well outside of work is, you know, that aspect of going to the gym, that sort of thing. So like I think everyone in Queensland, right before the lockdown laws, everyone went and bought every bit of gym equipment they possibly could, which me and my partner did as well. So we've been sort of using that, working out, walking, having the extra glass of wine maybe. Keeping a balance, I guess. That's what we've been trying to do. And I have been helping out with my partner's business as well. So yeah, keeping in touch with the other trade guys in the Bunnik team. We try and, you know, chat every now and again to make sure we all haven't, you know, fallen off the perch.
Yeah, I wasn't really quick enough to get my hands on too much of that equipment. You know, devastated. Obviously, I got myself a few kettlebells, and I pulled out the skipping rope, and you know, but I also realised why I go to the gym, and why that's kind of how I've been able to stay motivated to do something over and over again. If I didn't need the gym, then I probably wouldn't have gone prior. So this whole home workout, you know, watch someone online yelling at you stuff has been kind of challenging, and I have to admit I haven't embraced it, I don't think, as much as what some others are. And as I said, I think it's just because I go to the gym for a reason, to have someone yell at me face to face in real life.
They actually challenge the people in the class, they push you along. But then the social aspect of gym as well, like other people, which, you know, as soon as they closed, it was all going, wasn't it?
Yeah, I agree. And what about Bunnik? What about the Aussie team and stuff? How are you guys going? What's, you know, reduced hours? What's happened to you guys and what you're doing at the moment?
The trade team have been stood down. We were stood down a little while ago. We're all on JobKeeper, which has been great. I guess, you know, there isn't a hell of a lot we can do at the moment, given the borders are closed. And I guess the other drawback for being a remote rep, with the head office being in Adelaide, we haven't been able to help with, you know, all the calls coming into Adelaide, which has affected the remote trade team. I guess the only thing I don't really miss about being in Adelaide is the freaking weather. It's too cold. We're cold. I noticed today their high of 16 is Queensland's low. So yeah, I'm not going to say that I'm envious of that, but yeah,
I can see that you've still got a jumper on though.
Yeah, I know. I'm a wolf. I'm literally a wolf. So sad.
Yeah.
They have been really, manning everything from the coalface. They've been talking to agents, keeping, them more communicated as to what's going on, what tours have been cancelled, up to what date, and processing all of that as well. So it's a shame that we can't be involved and help with that, being we're remote. But yeah, we've stayed connected with each other, and we have been trying to sort of do a few different things to help out as much as possible.
And what, in general, I guess across the board, what's Bunnik's strategy, or what is it doing right now to interact or stay connected with travel agents, given that they don't have you guys as a team out there kind of doing it for them? What's the plan?
I guess Bunnik's been driving a lot of that from Adelaide. I guess they have been on the front foot, that's what I'm trying to say, on the front foot with communication to make sure agents are aware of what's going on ahead of time, and communicating them and keeping them up to date as to what's happening with our product, what's happening with their bookings, and that sort of thing. So they have, and proactively calling agents rather than waiting for that call to them, which is important. Bunnik's not going anywhere. They're here for the long haul. They're here to ride it through. Very smart family, the Bunnik family. They're not only lovely people but financially very smart. So we're here to stay, and we're here to help agents as much as we possibly can to get through it all.
Look, I didn't really plan to, but do you want to give a bit of background on Bunnik? I mean, I'm sure most agents out there know the story and know where they came from, but I think maybe it's a good opportunity just to remind people, in line with obviously that, you believe and you trust in the company that's going to be there. Maybe just a bit of backstory on Bunnik might help us understand why they're going to be there on the other side.
Sure. The Bunnik family, obviously, Australian family-owned tour company, small group touring company, headed and started by Marion Bunnik, and she originally started as a travel agent herself, and they still have a travel agency in Adelaide, and then subsequently have then gone on to small group tours right the way around the world. They Australian family owned, and they employ lots of people out of Adelaide and all the other states. So have been in business for over 20, 25 years. And they're financially really smart in terms of what they do and how they conduct and put out their tours for all the agents.
Where would you say Bunnik sits in the market as far as its product?
In terms of like age bracket or demographic?
Yeah.
I guess we are for the more mature passenger. We are small group tours, no more than 20 passengers. And we've been practicing social distancing for a long time. We've had 20 passengers on a 40-seater coach. So there's plenty of room to move around, window seats, spare seats, that sort of thing. So on point for our social distancing on tours. But we do fit into that sort of more mature baby boomer, active retiree market. Traditional tours are longer length tours, more multi-night stays. We include air, tipping, all of the must-see sort of iconic traditional tourist sites. But then because we're in a lovely small group, we can connect through to those small little towns and villages, unlock all the history, the food, the culture. I had a colleague that I used to work for in a previous company, and he explained this story one day about getting to know a destination and getting to know it via the food. And that's what I do love, that's connected into the Bunnik tours. And he always recommended passengers to pack their stretchy pants when they travelled. So I definitely stole that line off him. And I tell all our passengers to pack their stretchy pants, particularly when you get up at Expo and you can have that consumer contact, and you tell them, they love to hear that. So that is one of the best ways to get to know a destination, is to try all the young food.
And it's interesting about that social distancing. You might have some competition in that 20 people on a 50-seat coach on the other side of this, because it might be the maximum that people might be allowed to have. We'll see what that looks like. Hey, before you mentioned obviously the team in Adelaide, keeping everyone up to date, being proactive on the front foot. Are there any policy reminders that you can give us, or dates, or things that information for the agents out there?
There's definitely loads of information always updated on the Bunnik website, and that like what's happening with the COVID-19 changes on a daily, if not hourly basis. So there is lots of information there. There's no wait times for our, obviously, call through at the moment. So if passengers do have questions or agents have questions about, their forward bookings, they can certainly call through. But yeah, I guess it changes. We are refunding all tours we cancel. We are all money back to the agents and the clients. Deposits are held on file now for 3 years, and that's 3 years to book, not to travel. So there's plenty of flexibility there. We're not charging any cancellation fees. It's all about making sure the customer gets there, or the passenger gets everything back. And we'd love for them to say that they want to keep the money with us and travel in a different year. But I guess with the turmoil that's happening at the moment, they've got that choice. We can certainly keep it in credit for them for 2021 or 2022. But yes, they need to have that refund. We're more than happy to do that as well and process that for them.
Cool. And what about Bunnik? What's the future chatter? What's 2021 look like? Was there anything that was going to happen this year, paused or put off? What are you guys working towards?
One thing I love about this whole situation is that the Bunniks have been getting everyone involved. They're not just sitting in their own little bubble thinking, oh, we're going to fix everything. They have got all of our team, all of the, the res team, the product team, to put forward lots of different ideas and sort of do a big brainstorm dump and give them to the management team to think about and process. So while I'm not going to say I can announce too much at the moment, but there are some changes and some fantastic, exciting new things coming on board for 2021. Obviously, we've got our traditional air and land, what we've always had. Then we've got some new destinations going to come on board for 2021. We are also got our land-only product, which they're redeveloping as well, which is fantastic. But yeah, those new destinations will come online in 2021, and hopefully we'll have that out for them to have a look at very soon.
Yeah, cool. And what about what's your tips or opinions or advice should be doing out there at the moment in this kind of downtime or this prep time, I guess, getting ready for the other side? What would your advice be?
I guess it's important for all of us to remember that we are all in the same boat. We are, whether you've been stood down, you've been made redundant, we're on JobKeeper, we are all facing, this together. And if we can help each other, I'm an advocate for that as well. I say upskill as much as you can, product training across all the different suppliers, particularly Bunnik. Lots of training available there, which I can, definitely help and supply with that, which is great. But then sort of, relaxing a little bit. We don't know the date that this is all going to end. So, have that extra glass of wine, take the dog for a walk, have your, 5 people over that you're allowed to have over. Do that socializing in the home. One day all the good times will return. We'll get to go to the pub again. We'll get to go to the gym again. We've just got to ride through it, I guess, and keep motivated. Don't, it can be easy to definitely feel depressed about what's going on, but try very hard and reach out to different people. If you are starting to feel depressed or unhappy about stuff, pick up the phone. There's lots of people you can talk to and talk it through with, and we'll help you get to the other side.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that sort of reaching out to people, don't forget that people, when they get reached out to, if you're the person being reached out to, that also really helps that person at the same time. Everyone loves to help. Everyone loves to be the person that, can solve someone's problem or put a smile on their face or cheer them up. So I don't think in this situation, anybody's going to feel like it's inconvenient for them. Everyone will pick up the phone, more so now than they probably ever have. I know that people like to screen calls, but I think there's less screening of calls happening these days. So, that's, for me, it's the same, whether I'm reaching out or if someone's reaching out to me. I think the outcome, generally ends up being pretty much the same, and everyone feels a little bit better. So I definitely agree. Hey, who do you think you should nominate, or who else do you think we should have on board that would give us a bit of value and some good updates?
Cool. I'm going to throw the nomination out to maybe Dennis from On The Go and see if he'd like to be involved, and maybe even look at, say, Hannah from Anne's Crow, obviously with New Zealand being one of the first international, that trans-Tasman bubble that might open. So, if she wants to be involved, I'll put her forward as well.
Yeah, look, I think it would be great. I think both Dennis and Hannah would obviously add some great value, and with New Zealand opening up, absolutely, and obviously with On The Go as well being such a great product, and I'm sure they've got some exciting stuff planned for the other side as well. So we'll tag them in and see if we can get them on board as well. Mate, thanks so much for your time today. It's been really good. It's great to hear the Bunniks in good hands and working towards a strong and confident other side. And it sounds like you're also keeping yourself busy in the downturn as well, which is great to hear. So thanks again, mate, and I look forward to catching up on the other side of all this.
Definitely. Thanks, Josh. Thanks
All
for the
right.
opportunity.
Thanks, mate. All right. See ya. Bye.